Brilliant.
Okay, so what superpower would you choose?
X-ray vision.
The ability to fly.
To control the weather.
To be able to remove a wine bottle cork without a corkscrew.
Oh, that's not exactly a superpower though, is it?
Well, I don't know, if you're stuck in a Premier Inn overnight staring at a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc, it's a good trick.
There is the obvious one. Invisibility.
Okay, let me stop you right there.
Most women, and I'm generalising here, seem to develop that power entirely by accident.
Yeah, of course. Being invisible is the antithesis of a superpower.
I'm not necessarily saying I want to turn heads or hear gasps of awe and admiration when I walk into a room.
But hey, acknowledgement would be nice.
Being seen in colour rather than black and white.
Being looked at directly, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, that would be great. Respectful.
I don't have the cojones to wear a yellow jumpsuit.
Not with your colouring.
And I don't have the chutzpah to dye my hair green and roller skate around town.
But I am here. I am present. I am not invisible.
So why do we feel that way sometimes?
Well, we're made to.
Through actions.
And inactions.
But mostly through words.
And add living with a cancer diagnosis into the mix and poof.
I want to tell you about some of the ways I've been made to feel invisible while living with cancer.
Some of the ways that I have been viewed through a black and white lens.
But some of the ways I've been treated in glorious Technicolor.
And the difference the words and the way they are spoken can make.
Know the power of words.
Kapow!
Now that's superhero talk. I am living with cancer. This is partly my story and the stories I've heard from others.
The stories that include, support and motivate.
And stories are made up of words.
And the ways they are delivered.
I don't envy anyone who has to say the words, "You've got cancer."
What a difficult conversation to have.
Can I butt in?
Are you kidding? We've only been going 2 seconds.
Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. This is important. Difficult conversation. That phrase holds weight, doesn't it?
Well, meaning that the minute you say difficult, I don't know, things get negative. You feel that sort of negative power rising in you.
Cancer is a difficult word. These are difficult conversations.
Only if we deliver them that way.
What about if we use the word sensitive instead?
This is a sensitive conversation, sensitive in every way.
Meaning I'm going to be kind, gentle and sensitive to your feelings and thoughts.
It prioritises the receiver of the message, putting the onus on them rather than the person that's delivering it.
Unfortunately, I've had the sensitive conversation twice now. Once for breast cancer and then again for ovarian cancer.
Unlucky.
Yes and no.
Lumpectomy, radiotherapy, and I started walking every day. Slowly, pace by pace, day by day. But I did it.
Getting out and walking every single day.
Come rain
or shine.
Take that, breast cancer.
The superhero cloak was on.
And it fitted very nicely until.
But, however, they're only small words, but yeah, they can mean so much.
All that walking, 2 miles a day at rapid pace, yet.
Here we go again.
I wasn't losing any weight, in fact my waistband was expanding.
Oh, and pain, my tummy was in pain, and there was bloating.
My abdomen was so distended, I looked 5 months pregnant.
And this was only 10 months since my last diagnosis of breast cancer.
Oh, and tell him the other thing.
What other thing?
You know.
We must slay the spread of the coronavirus. You must stay at home.
Lousy timing.
Again, yes and no. From GP to...
Absolutely terrifying.
I was seen quickly, but nobody I loved could come in with me.
Well, there was a pandemic on.
But, and it's a good but this time.
Hello, my name is Trudy and I'm a staff nurse.
Hello, my name is Dr. Olson and this is Dr. Gresham, who will be acting as a chaperone.
Hello, my name is Francis, one of the porters. I know you're absolutely shattered, so I'm going to get you on the ward as quickly as possible.
My name is... went from campaign to real life and enveloped me in dignity and respect that dark, horrible, terrifying night in hospital.
Just recognising my fear and speaking to me gently, it meant the world to me.
The test showed that I'd retained a large amount of fluid that had to be drained.
I'm afraid we can't drain it yet.
It's too specialised for junior doctors, you see.
This is a job that needs a consultant.
Could you ask the hospital consultant to come in, please?
Oh no, that's not really possible.
It's the weekend. No consultants are available at the weekends. They are in on Monday, though.
Coffee was nice, wasn't it?
It's washing up though, I'm afraid.
Monday was 2 days away, but it might as well have been 2 light years away.
The pain was dreadful, the bloating increasing, the fear mounting. I resorted to begging. It worked, but...
Here we go again.
The consultant they called out was clearly not happy about being in over a weekend.
Couldn't bear to look at me.
I was a procedure, not a person.
I was prodded and poked, and often in total silence.
My memory of the procedure is fairly mixed.
Half appalled at the rudeness and inhumanity.
Half euphoric at the relief the procedure gave me.
They drained all the fluid, all 6 litres of it.
6 litres?
6 litres.
And it was cancer. Again. This time ovarian.
Now, I consider myself a very health literate person.
Before retirement, I was a community nurse.
Senior nurse.
And head of nursing.
Professional lead for learning disability nursing.
An assistant director of nursing.
And
Queen's nurse.
Wow.
Don't make me blush. I just loved nursing.
I know my boils from my carbuncles.
Oh.
Nice, there's an image I'm never getting out of my head.
But even I was totally staggered by its cancer.
Again.
My heart just plummeted from the top story to the basement in about 2 seconds. The world span round me.
Cancer is one of those hard words made from hard materials like stone and brick.
But we build from hard materials, don't we?
Yeah, so give me the hard hat high vis words.
Yes, but deliver them with kindness and compassion.
Yes, that's vital.
It's cancer. Now we're going to look at how we can treat it and live with it.
I want to be active, not passive, and I want those to treat me the same.
Clear explanations of what's happening and what will be happening is priceless.
Chunking and checking is best.
Such as, do you understand what I mean?
Well, have I explained that clearly enough? Might be a better way of putting it.
Diagrams can be really useful sometimes, but only if you're a person who likes diagrams.
Yes. Yeah. Don't ask me, I've still got an IKEA table with a leg on backwards 4 years after I bought it.
So, would it help if I drew it?
Would it help if I wrote it down for you to read later?
Would it help if I... There have been so many times when I felt the most important person in the room.
Because I am.
But it's good to show that I am. Eye contact.
A sensitive smile, a space here and there just to let things sink in.
Eye contact.
I've already said that.
So important it needs saying twice.
Bit like New York. New York, it's a good they named it twice.
Whatever. But if you're going to have a sensitive conversation with someone, well, at least look them in the eye.
But there were times when I felt like a task to be ticked off.
Health professionals doing tasks to me, never actually saying anything at all, or worse.
Yeah, like when they're having a conversation about you, but over you.
sang it last night?
No, the kids were playing up and I was that tired by the time I got home, I just flopped.
Hello.
I know what.
Excuse me.
I'm going to have a go at the weekend.
Hello. Yeah. Nice.
Well, I rode a unicycle from Manchester to Marrakesh last week in my nightie whilst juggling 16 cats and eating tripe through a straw.
Yeah. So, give it a go and see what
I must tell you, last night.
Hello.
Zoom meeting.
I'm here. The person leaning over. Little old me.
Trying to help her. Unmute yourself. Hello, Brenda. I said you're muted. You're muted.
I have felt muted so many times, so turned down and lessened.
Being immunocompromised was terrifying, but I think the worst side effect was the lack of human touch.
Due to the pandemic.
The risk of COVID was huge, even when they dialed the restrictions down a bit.
My loving, caring, frightened daughter could not hold my hand or give me a hug because she too is a dedicated NHS worker.
So every interaction needs to be compassionate and gentle.
Taking observations is a good time to interact with the patient. It makes them feel less alone.
It doesn't have to be some deep and meaningful, just human contact.
Then there's doctors conferring about me, in front of me, but not including me.
So it seems to me, if you treat everybody like a friend, they'll feel like one.
I always love coming and making your bed because you smell so nice. It's your perfume, it's lovely.
When you're feeling very poorly, dread looking in the mirror, are weak and feeling pretty low, saying something as simple as, "You smell nice," is pretty magical.
Well, it is the small things.
Small and huge at the same time.
Like the phrase,
"Is there anything else?"
These words help you to make sure that you never leave a room without asking a question.
And words that show that you really are the most important person in the room.
Sometimes I had questions and sometimes I didn't, but I always appreciated being asked.
And I began to feel stronger with support
from my friends,
my family,
and my wonderful husband, whose love was like a healing ointment.
And other women with a cancer diagnosis, modelling strength and determination.
If they could do it, so could I.
My treatment plan was scary. Chemotherapy, surgery, more chemotherapy, pretty gruelling stuff.
Yes, but a plan for living, not for dying.
Yeah, really living.
So that was a lot of information about what the medical teams can do.
Yeah, but there wasn't a lot for what I could do, what I needed to do for myself.
I'm talking about health choices.
Ways to look after myself, both physically and mentally.
To give myself the best possible chances.
This is vital stuff to know. It's a great opportunity for health professionals to advise and support the patients.
And another way to actively communicate.
So, I took matters into my own hands and I really started to look after myself.
Nutrition, tick.
Hydration, tick.
Exercise, tick.
Positive attitude and gratitude.
Tick, tick.
Boom!
What the hell was that?
That's the elephant in the room.
I better explain. While out on one of my strength building walks, I received a call about my forthcoming surgery, and 4 words were used.
Four words. It's a short sentence, but to me sounded like the possibility of a life sentence.
If you are viable.
The impact of those words was immediate.
I was convinced the health professionals were keeping things from me and that I was going to die.
The horror returned. The negative inner voice cancelled out my positive thoughts, and I became numb again.
If you are viable, that totally devastated me.
And I know that wasn't the intention, but it just proves that every word you say to a vulnerable, sick, frightened person has a power.
Power to hope.
A power to take away that hope.
If you're viable was accurate, but surely there's a better way of saying things.
For example,
we are looking at all possibilities for you.
If one thing isn't suitable, then another might be.
My superhero cloak fell to a crumpled heap on the floor.
For a few days.
But I kept thinking about it and decided to get it dry cleaned and put it back on.
There was lots of women cheering me on. It'd be rude not to.
And I wanted to cheer them on too. And I did have that surgery and I am living my best life.
Words are offered up to me every day.
Positive.
Affirming.
Loving.
Joyous.
Hopeful words.
And those words are supporting me, helping me to live and love my life.
I'm a new and changed me. Of course I am, but it's a strong and determined me.
One who walks every day.
Not just a little bimble, but park run walks.
Striding out, pushing boundaries and knocking over barriers.
A me that is creative and crafty.
Is a support to others.
And someone who has come to understand the power of words and considers their impact on others.
There is no such thing as a throwaway comment. Once it's heard by someone, it's too late to change.
We all need to stop and think about the impact of the words we use.
We can and must be honest and truthful.
But sensitive and empathetic.
We can always explain what we're going to do before we do it.
We can always include everyone in the conversation.
Make every single person visible.
We can just tell someone that they smell lovely.
We all owe it to each other to know the power of words. KPOW!
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 KPOW!